and Super Falcons. Hassan Wada is the chairman of the Kogi State Football Association. He joins the news live from Lokoja at this time. Glad to have you on TVC News. What are your thoughts about the ongoing FIFA Forward 3.0 project the Football Federation is currently working on? It is a huge construction aimed at hosting all national teams when it is completed, Wada.
Well, thank you so much for having me on your show again. Well, it's a laudable project. You know, what people don't understand is that our competitors in Africa have achieved this 10 years ago. So thanks to the vision of the current president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Alhaji Ibrahim Busso, he saw the need to liaise with FIFA to ensure that we secured funding to build a base for the national teams. What many people are not aware is that at any given point in time, you have the various national teams camping for one competition or the other, both in Africa and outside Africa. Well, from the under 17 both male and female, under 20 male and female, under 23 male and female, and the senior national teams. So what has happened over time is that the hotel bills have become very cumbersome for the federation. As at the last, the last time I asked about the cost of accommodation for these teams, we're looking at about 2 billion naira annually. So when this project comes on ground, it will help save some money for the federation, but it's a very laudable project. Like I said, some countries have done this as far back as 2013. Since Morocco is the example for the rest of Africa now, Morocco achieved this in 2013. Cameroon, Senegal, Mali, Ghana, and our other competitors, Egypt, Tunisia, they all have bases for their national teams. So this will also help domesticate the affairs of our national teams instead of camping our players in public hotels, which will provide them with the privacy and the focus that is needed for them to execute national team assignments. So it's a laudable project. Credence to the president of the Nigerian Football Federation.
Okay, recent results have not been very good. I just talked about the Falcons coach that has just been sacked. Results have not been very good for Nigeria and the national teams. Is this an administrative lapse, or football has not been fair to Nigeria?
Well, I won't say that the results have not been good for Nigeria. I think we need to quit being a competition-centric country. We only remember football does exist when we are participating in competitions. I disagree that the results have not been good. Last year, the senior national team, the Super Eagles, they came second in Ivory Coast at the Nations Cup. The women won the WAFCON. This year, the senior national team also came third at the highly competitive Nations Cup in Morocco. It's just unfortunate that everybody is centering the performance of football around qualification for the World Cup. I mean, the national team has tried its best. We all watched the World Cup qualifiers. They were not fate of luck. It's not because the federation didn't make the needed preparation for the national teams. I mean, luck was not on our side. It was a highly competitive qualifying series. Yes, for the men, we didn't start well, but towards the end, Nigerians agreed that we were playing some of the best football on the continent, but unfortunately, it didn't get us to the Nations Cup. And for the recent performance by the Falcons, I'm being too careful in judging the Falcons. This is a team that has given us 10 WAFCON trophies out of 13 participations. I think we need to celebrate them. We need to quit being too judgmental on them. You must also understand that the Super Falcons are the most analyzed team in Africa. Nigerian female players are the most studied players in Africa. Last year, we saw what it took for them to even win in Morocco. They came back from 2 goals down to defeat Morocco by 3 goals to 2. This time around, I saw that there was an element of fatigue also in them. If you notice that all the 4 semi-finalists from last year's tournament, there's only one country that made it to the semi-finals this time around, and that's Morocco. Nigeria, Ghana, and South Africa didn't make it to the semi-finals. And even the Moroccans who hosted this year, they couldn't even come third in their country. Algeria defeated them in the 3rd place match. That's how competitive it was. And I think those teams have also experienced a lot of fatigue. So let's not be too judgmental on the Super Falcons. Let's celebrate them. We've not qualified for the World Cup. We're all not happy. Rather than push for administrative chaos, I think it's time for Nigerians to rally around the federation to see how we can qualify for the next World Cup.
All right. Hassan Wada is the chairman, Kogi State Football Association. Thank you so much for your thoughts on the news tonight.
Thank you so much for having me once again.
All right, away from that, the National Institute